Konnichiwa, hello, and welcome. This is Roy at Digizilla90, and today I will be reviewing a super cool, really awesome figure set you can pick up from Big Bad Toy Store right now from the link in the description, and that is the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla 2. MechaGodzilla 1993, aka MechaGodzilla 2, and Fire Rodan and Garuda Attack playing Makuhari Decisive battle set. And to be honest, I believe this is a really good set for the price. It's highly recommended, and I got a lot of positive things to say about it. So let's get on with this review. And now, here we have the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla 2 Makuhari Decisive battle set right here before us in all of its super cool, awesome glory. As you can see, this is an S.H.MonsterArts set that consists of, well, the 1993 MechaGodzilla 2, of course. We have the Garuda attack plane, and of course, Fire Rodan here, which all appears in the 1993 Heisei era movie Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla 2. And to be honest, I really truly believe that this is a really good set for the money, although, you know, spoiler alert, it is not cheap, so, you know, you don't expect to be picking this up for pennies on a dollar, but I do feel that it is a really good deal for the $200+ price tag, because to be honest, when you really break it down, you would really be paying a significant amount of more money just trying to get all three of these figures separately. So technically you're getting, like, well, three figures, or like at least two figures, well, three if you count the Garuda as a figure, but it also doubles as an accessory for MechaGodzilla 2 here, so I will be getting into that in a bit, because, yeah, it does combine with MechaGodzilla 2 to create Super MechaGodzilla, and of course we do have Fire Rodan as well, which is really cool. This was, they do have an original release of this same Fire Rodan, our S.H.MonsterArts 1993 Fire Rodan in a slightly different color scheme, but that one's like really hard to get, and like I believe like it's like super crazy rare, but you can actually get him in like a more like sort of like different, slightly different color scheme in this set for a much lower price, so that is definitely good. Starting off with MechaGodzilla 2 here, as you can see, so let me move this to the side. As you can see, his color scheme is mostly silver, because yeah, it's MechaGodzilla, MechaGodzilla 2 to be specific, and of course his feet are die cast, so we do have some die cast metal feet, just like the Mogira, the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla Mogira figure that I just recently reviewed. So we do have die cast in the feet, and we also have die cast in those ankle guards as well. So we do also have die cast right here as well. So that is really cool. And of course, let me bring them up closer so we can get a look at those shiny eyes of his. We can see those bright, shiny yellow eyes of MechaGodzilla 2 here. And of course, his mouth is, the jaw is articulated on a hinge, and we can see those laser cannons inside of his mouth when he fires his laser cannons at Godzilla when G-Force fires the laser cannons at Godzilla when they're fighting him in the movie, of course. We do have, his rocket boosters in the back as well, and we have these his I would say smaller, more like mechanical, metallic, slightly small, really smaller dorsal spines that MechaGodzilla 2 has. And of course, we do have good articulation in the tail as well. We do have good articulation, but it's just not much. We can rock it forward and back like so we can bring it up a little bit and then back down. So we can just rock the tail a little bit. So it's not a whole lot, but it's still good articulation. I mean, because MechaGodzilla 2's tail is really not that long anyways, so yeah, you're really not going to get much articulation there. Although we do have really good articulation in the head, so let me bring them up closer so you can see. We can rotate the head all the way around a full 360 and the opposite way, and it also does come up, and I gotta be careful the head crest doesn't fall out for when we want to put him in flying mode like that, so we can. But although, do be careful when putting the neck back down, because you might accidentally put it down too low, so do make sure you have the you see little small dorsal spines in here. When you bring the neck back up like this, when you're putting the head down, you want to make sure that these are lined up correctly with the little holes in the sculpt. So you want to make sure you have that right. And also you can see this figure is well sculpted, all sculpted by the famous S.H.MonsterArts sculptor Yuji Sakai, of course. And of course, we also have good articulation in the shoulders as well. These shoulders are on butterfly style ball joints, so we can, let me bring them up, move them back like so, and forward as well. So we can bring it forward and back like so. We can also rotate around a full 360 and the opposite way. Same is true with the other arm, so rotate a full 360 and the opposite way. And of course, we do have a double joint hinge in the elbow as well, so we can bend those elbows up forward like so and bring them back down. We can also bring the arms out slightly to the side like that. We can't do a full-on T-pose because we don't have a hinge here, so it would have been nice, but unfortunately that's not the case. We also have a ball joint in the waist here, so we can lean back like that. We can lean forward a little bit, not a whole lot. We can rock side to side like so, and we can I believe, well, no, I'm not going to force it, but we can rotate about that much, sort of. And of course, we do have ball joints in the hips as well, so we can split out about that much. And yeah, if you do move the hips too far, they will pop out, but you can easily pop them back in. So do be careful. We can kick forward about this much and then back down. Same is true with the other leg, and then back down. We also have a double joint hinge in the knee as well, so you can bend those knees forward and back, but as you can see, they are very hindered by the sculpt. Same is true with the other leg. We can bend the knee forward and back, but as you are seeing, very hindered by the sculpt, and his ankle guards are on a hinge as well, so we can rock them slightly as well, so we can like wiggle his ankle guards around if we want to, as you can see. And of course, we do have some hinges in those toes as well, so we can point his toes up on some hinges there, and then put them back down, and we can rotate them all the way around a full, rotate his feet all the way around a full 360 until they pop off, as you can see. So there's that. So rotate those feet all the way around a full 360. Well, put that back the other way because I don't want it breaking. So that pretty much concludes it for articulation with MechaGodzilla 2. So moving right along to Fire Rodan here. So let me get Fire Rodan off of his stand. So move MechaGodzilla back. So as you can see, Fire Rodan is its color scheme is, I would say, more of a reddish orange colorization. So we do see a lot of reds in there. So, and I would say we see like a lot of sort of like reddish tans and sort of like reddish pink colorizations as well. So yeah, looking really nice. And we can bring them up closer. We can see all those sharp pearly bone white teeth inside of his mouth there. And of course, we can see he has a very bright, vibrant gray beak as well. Getting a closer look at those eyes of his. So trying to get that in focus. And yeah, I think this figure is pretty well sculpted and well painted. And we can see all his little bony spikes in the middle of his chest and going down to his belly as well. Looking really nice. And of course we can see how they have all his like little veins in his wings all painted up as well. So we have all those smaller, finer details in this figure. And of course we do have his little hands on top of his wings as well. They are on hinge joints, so we can bend them down like so and then bring them back up. And I believe, well no, we don't have rotation in them, but we can just like bend them forward and back. That's about it. And of course we do have a good articulation in the head, as well as I already demonstrated. The jaw is articulated on a ball joint, and of course we do have multiple ball joint segments in the neck as well. So we can look up about that much, while we can look forward if we're flying, and we can look down about that much. We can look right about that much. We can look left, and I believe, yes, we can do a full-on 360 Alex Russo Wizards of Waverly Place Cranium Revolvus. And of course, we also have a good tail articulation as well. His tail is comprised of multiple ball joint segments, so we can really swing that tail all around if we want to, but do be careful. I do, assuming by the size of the tail, I believe these ball joints, I can tell you, by the looks of it, I could assume these ball joints inside the tail are really tiny, so you really don't want to force anything. But yeah, really good articulation. Not gonna lie, I really like it. And of course, we do have his translucent. Yeah, we do have like his these translucent, like orangish yellow bony spikes, all going down his back and tapering off at the tip of his tail there, looking really nice. And of course, we can see that the 1993 Fire Rodan has 3 horn head crests opposed to the usual 2. So instead of just having 2 sort of like horn head crests coming off the sides of the back of his head, we have one on the right, one on the left, and one coming out of the middle. So we do have that as well. Very accurate. Really like it. And of course, we have good articulation in the wings as well. The wings on the shoulders are on a hinge joint. So yeah, as you can see, we do have some like butterfly hinges in there, so we can, you know, flap them forward and back. And of course, we do have ball joints, you know, right on these butterfly hinges, where, you know, we can see the where it's a separate sculpt. So right here. So yeah, we do have a ball joint in this part. So as you can see, we can move those wings like so. So we can move them down like so if we want to. We can turn them all the way around if we want to, as you are witnessing. And yeah, we can really fly with this Rodan. Like, we can create like hurricane force winds and everything. And of course, we also have double joint hinges on his wings as well, or like double hinges. So we have a hinge here and a hinge here. So we do have 3 separate hinged wing segments here. So we can fold his wings all like up like that, sort of like a bat. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we also have a good leg articulation as well. His hips are on ball joints, but they are small, so it might be a little hindered by the sculpt, but they're still doable. So you can rotate them all the way around like so if you choose to. And of course, the knees are on double joint hinges, so we can bend them forward, we can bend them back like so, and then bend them back forward again. And I do believe I thought so, but no, they don't rotate. The whole time I've been having this, I should know that, but yeah, just checking. And of course, we do have good articulation in his feet as well. And of course, his tiny little toes are well sculpted and well painted. And we can see he has some little tiny black claws. I know it's going to be hard to show up on camera, especially with my background, but you can see those tiny little black claws of his. Of his. But anyway, we do have a hinge in the ankles, so we can point his feet down, and we can also bring them up forward again. And of course, we can rotate those feet all the way around a full 360 like so, but be careful because they are tiny. And yeah, that pretty much concludes it. And if you want to, it is kind of difficult, but yeah, you can stand up this Rodan without the stand. Look at that. Look at that. You don't really need the stand all that much to display this one, so that is really cool. So I'm gonna move him to the back like so. And yeah, I have his stand on the same stand that I have the Garuda attack plane on, but that's because I was using one stand to basically get them all in the same shot, so that way I could save space. I mean, anyway, we have the Garuda attack plane, which also doubles as an accessory for MechaGodzilla 2 here, and I will be getting to that in just a bit. As you can see, the color schemes of the Garuda consist of a very bright, vibrant white, along with a very silvery metallic, or a very shiny metallic silver. Anyway, giving you guys a good 360 look at that. And of course, when I turn it around, let me put this stand down. We can see the finer detailing on the rocket boosters there, looking very realistic and movie accurate. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why, SH figures are so expensive, is because yeah, it's because a lot of time, effort, and craftsmanship goes into making them. That they're not just they're not just mass-produced toys. But anyway, getting a closer look. Let me take it off the stand. But I just got to be careful with it. So we can get a closer look, and we can see it has the G-Force logo painted on it as well as on the other side of it. So that is pretty cool. So we have, all those finer, smaller, little details. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why these are so expensive. Like people painting these figures, they pay attention to like every little thing, and they nail it. This is like really good. I can't complain, with the sheer amount of detailing. It is really good. This does have articulation, even though it does double as an accessory. Basically, the articulation it has, the cockpit moves up and down, so the cockpit kind of shifts up and down on this little sort of groove right here in the middle. And that's for the transformation for when we're combining it with MechaGodzilla 2 to create Super MechaGodzilla. And of course, the maser cannons in the front also come down on a hinge as well to complete the transformation to create Super MechaGodzilla. So, with that said, let me get it back on the stand. Sorry, that hit my camera, and move it to the back. Grab Fire-O-Dan real quick. I think it goes this way. I'm not sure. Trying to make sure I put this the right way, so just give me a minute. And yeah, okay. I'm gonna just put them to the back. Let me put this back right. Okay. All right. Let me grab MechaGodzilla 2 here, and got all of his accessories in this little baggie here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, if I can, is open them right on up and grab all of his accessories out of the bag. I'm gonna go over basically what you get with this one as far as accessories go. Of course, you get these two interchangeable missile launcher hands for when you're firing off MechaGodzilla's hand rockets. So we can change that out. Basically, you just pull the hand off the ball joint, and you just plug in this is rocket launcher hands, and his head crest just came out. So yeah, that's for another interchangeable piece. That's why, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. Go back on. Okay, so yeah, do be careful with these, because the head crest does like to fall off because of the way it's made. So that's one thing you need to be careful with when it comes to this figure, especially this part. Yeah, you especially if you do figure photography, like outside. Like outdoors, and you bring these figures, that's one thing I really would advise against doing with this one is, yeah, this piece right here can, go missing very easily if you're not careful. But anyway, like I was saying, we do have the interchangeable hand, so we do have that. And of course, we do have his G crushers here for when they fired off the G crushers into Godzilla's hips, I believe, because he has supposedly has a second brain in his hips, which is a weak spot. And basically, they use the G crushers in some a bunch of high voltage, electricity to cause it to explode. So we do have the little barbed tips of the G crushers here. So basically what you do is, and I just dropped one, so give me a second. So basically what you do is you line this up with his hand, with this part in his wrist, and you make sure I have the flat part going to his wrist. And oh, jeez. Yep. I got it. You slide them on in. So, yeah. You get the point. If I keep trying, it's just going to take too long. So, yeah, we have the G crushers right there. And they are sharp too. These things can literally make you bleed if you're not careful. So yeah, we have that. But yeah, since they're giving me too much trouble right now, I'm not gonna bother with them. But anyway, moving right along, like I was just explaining about the head crest here, it does come off, and that is for changing out the eyepiece here. So we can take out this eyepiece and put the battle damaged eyepiece here. That's for the scene where Fire Rodan had him pinned down and went pecky, and yeah, took out one of his eyes. So yeah, okay. So yeah. Now, so now we got MechaGodzilla 2 looking like a pirate, sort of, because with the battle scarred eye, and of course we also have the Garuda attack plane, which I will be bringing in shortly. So let me swap out his eyes again. So yeah. We're not driving around with a burnout headlight. So yeah, we can now. So at least we can see everything that's coming at us. If we need be G-force inside MechaGodzilla 2, of course. But anyway, getting into Garuda in a second. What I want to do is. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate everything now. So he does pop apart at the waist. So we do have that, and of course we want to change out the plasma grenade. So we want to have the open plasma grenade cannon in his belly. What you do is you pull out this piece, and you basically bring this piece in. You line it up with the little peg holes, and you just slide it right on in there. And what you do here is you take off the dorsal spine piece here. We can see it has these two little peg holes here. So we want to put that off to the side, and the best way to get it lined up properly with the ball joint is to go. Let me move it to go. Oh boy, is to yeah, make sure you plug it in there, because that way you can see where the ball joint is lining up in the back. And the next thing you want to do is you want to grab this piece that goes on the back. We have where the middle dorsal spines would be. We have this sort of like we have this sort of like raised piece with these peg connectors there. So you want to peg that in his back, and then what you want to do is you want to grab and all the pieces just came off the Garuda attack plane, and you would want to remove these two pieces and replace them with these pieces here. So you want to make sure you put these in, right, because you're going to need them. So that one goes there, and the other one goes on the other side the same way, of course. And yeah, we have that there. And of course, what we do is we line it up with the peg connector that we just applied to the back. And put this back on, because yeah, that likes to come off a lot. So yeah, oh boy, put that back in. So yeah, alrighty, be careful as possible. So yeah, got it this time. And yeah, it's I forgot to put the cockpit down, so we want to make sure that cockpit is all the way down, and then bring down these maser cannons here. So yeah, here we have Super MechaGodzilla, looking nice. So yeah, I usually display it with the Garuda attack plane on his back. I rarely attach this piece. I only swapped it back to do this review to demonstrate everything. But yeah, this is the figure with everything attached, and basically everything you get in the set. You get MechaGodzilla 2, the Garuda attack plane accessory or separate figure, and of course you get Fire Rodan, and you get like at least 2 separate Tamashii Nation stand, although I put these 2 on one. But anyway, that pretty much concludes it for this review. I will be getting into my final verdict and giving this set a final score based on detail, articulation, and playability. So let's get to it. And now for my final verdict on the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. MechaGodzilla 2 Makuhari Decisive Battle Set here. If I have to give this set a final score, I have to give it a drum roll, please. A very fair but square, well deserved 4.5 stars. Why? Although I do feel like this set is a really good value for the price, despite the fact it's not cheap. It does have a really good articulation, very good movie accurate detail. You know, playability is also really good as well. But however, the only reason why I'm really taking points off this set is because some pieces, especially on MechaGodzilla 2 and the Garuda attack plane, tend to fall off relatively easily. But other than that, I think this is a really good set to pick up for the price, especially if you are a really big, long-time, hardcore Godzilla fan that is into collecting action figures, especially, very, realistic looking, highly articulated ones. This is definitely the set for you. Although, like I said, it does come at a pretty hefty price tag, but you are saving money in the long run opposed to buying all four, oh, well, all three. I mean, all three of these figures are separately, or well, three figures. I would say if you count the Garuda attack plane as a figure, although it does double as an accessory, so it's kind of a third figure, kind of. But anyway, yeah, that pretty much concludes it for this review. That's pretty much all I have to say about this set at the moment. But anyway, if you made it this far into the video, and yeah, this video was kind of long, thank you guys so much for watching. Your attention span is much appreciated. That helps out the channel a lot, and if you want to help out the channel even more, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also, if you have friends interested in the same type of content, feel free to share this on your social media, your Facebook, your X account, the slap.com, whatever social media site or app you use. And as always, love you all, stay safe, God bless, take care, stay powered up, stay positive, and peace out.